Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Delusional Debaters podcast. I'm your host, Leon, accompanied by my pals, Khanh, Kat, Travis, and Thomas. Today we're going to, as the title says it, take a look at some terrible school questions. Most of these are taken from the California DWA. If you don't know what that is, it is known as the District Writing Assessment, which is just a fancy sentence for an essay prompt given to the students, specifically for writing. We have this thing once every year, at least in California, and it's terribly annoying. They usually give us some terribly bad questions, and that's all I really have to say, so let's get straight into the video. Actually, before we begin, please do keep in mind, before you start crapping on us, this is the first quote-unquote podcast that we've ever done. We are absolutely new to this. If you have any suggestions on topics improving or more, please do say those in the comments below. It would be greatly appreciated, and actually, now that I think about it, don't worry, criticism is pretty good for us currently. Also, if you'd like to join our Discord in the description below, we might actually let you on the show someday.
You're just holding
And
stuff.
paper's edible.
Alright, the first question that I'm just gonna steal from the DWA here is: do video games encourage bad behavior in children?
No!
No.
Yeah, look at Khanh.
Real shit.
Look at Khanh.
It may be inside of you.
He is the pinnacle of a good citizen.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Yes, Conti is the pinnacle of good
Every day.
Khan's the type of guy to go in the middle of the school and just do JoJo poses and then start.
I don't do that. You do JoJo posing.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Probably shout, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
Alright.
no.
So that question was pretty retarded. So
Yeah, no
the
DW.
second one then. Should we promote plastic bags?
What?
Should we promote plastic bags?
What do you mean by promoting? Like,
Should we start using plastic bags?
don't we already use plastic bags?
We do use them, but don't. I think we have to pay for them in this currently.
In California,
Do you think-
yeah.
Do you think they should be free?
No.
They used
I
to
don't.
be free.
They
Yeah.
used to be free. Yeah.
I don't think they should be free.
Why so?
Just because I mean, I feel like there are better alternatives that are less, harmful to the environment. Just because, I mean, you could just use a paper bag and be the same, pretty much the same thing, right? Because you're just holding
And
stuff.
paper's edible.
Yeah,
is edible.
paper is edible. You can
Paper
eat
is
it
edible.
after you buy something.
You can eat paper.
Yes.
Ah,
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't. That was a joke.
Yes, but technically no. Yeah.
Yeah,
Explain.
but
Explain.
It's not really food, but it's edible.
Yeah,
But can you put it in your mouth and digest paper?
What
probably.
is paper?
Paper is oh fuck.
It's from trees. Can you eat trees?
You eat
Oh,
cheese.
I've never tried to eat a tree myself.
but
maybe
could
You're
you
missing
do
out.
it?
You're missing out.
Yeah.
You're missing out. That's like
missing out, man.
Well, I'll keep it
No,
in
you're
mind.
not
I have a
missing
few
out on
trees in the
life.
back. Number 3 that I found from the I think this was the 6th grade.
the DWA.
The 7th grade
DWA.
DWA was, I don't remember. Should
Oh.
kids get rewarded for participation awards?
No, don't do anything. They deserve something.
That's so
Deserve
sad. If a kid needs a
deserve
participation
nothing,
award,
okay.
that's
It promotes weakness.
They got destroyed. They should accept it. It's reality.
oh.
Well, I mean, rewards do motivate them.
Well, does it really
They
motivate
deserve
them?
nothing.
Yeah,
Mm,
they motivate.
I
If
mean,
you
it
see that,
could,
it's like,
but
oh, you didn't do anything, but here's a reward.
No, it's how you use the reward. Like you use it. If you do this task, then you can get some.
okay,
But it
like,
kind of backfires because all they're chasing for is reward.
yeah, they just want rewards. They just want something material.
So does this really benefit anyone?
I
then?
mean, okay, but like as a kid, you don't really understand the difference between like material, like actual stuff, getting stuff. Cause like, how are you going to explain to a kid, oh, learning this is very important for your future? They'll just be like, this is BS.
Stonks. Stonks.
But like, that does doesn't that depend on the environment that they're in though?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, rewards are good ways to just incentivize them to do something, you know? And as long as they don't know they're being like, or they're, I don't know, as long as they don't really focus only on that award, on getting awards, they should be fine, I think. But like,
Okay.
participation awards should not be on the same level as like an academic award, obviously. Like, I'd give them candy or something for coming to school every
Give 'em
day.
candy.
Or something.
Oh, you did your homework.
Yeah, oh, you came to school this entire day, or this entire year. I'll give you one piece of small candy. But yeah, that's the extent of what I would reward them, really.
But then, like, in this case, let's say you're in a race, and you didn't get first place, but instead you got last. And you're getting rewarded for being last. Should people, well, not even being rewarded for being last, you're being rewarded for just existing in the competition. Do you think people should get rewarded for that?
Huh. I mean...
Hell
I don't know.
Always love Khanh.
Well, I think you should, because by rewarding them for participating, you're like training them to actually try instead of like not do it at all, or not try at all.
Yeah, and then I guess they'll come back next time and try again. And if they don't get anything out of it, they're like, oh, there's no point coming back or trying something again.
Well, how does getting rewarded with the participation push you to aim for the higher award?
It doesn't force you, really. It's kind of like encouragement, you know. It's like, well, if you're going to do something, and you don't have any like, if you have no goal or if you have no real like, what do you call it, motivation to do so, why would you do it?
I guess you're right. That does make a little bit of sense, actually. Does anyone want to add on to what Tom said? If not, we're gonna move on to the fifth question that I stole from the DWA.
Wait, we're on the third question.
We're on the DWA
First
question.
question, actually.
Yeah, we're on the fifth one now. Went to 1 to 5. If homework takes does homework take too much time for students?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Homework is unnecessary. I mean, homework is nice, but like, trying to Homework is nice for practice in certain cases, you know? Like, if you're gonna force kids to do homework that they already know, and they're like, no, like, if you give them a test on that homework, and they can do it perfectly, why would you give them more homework on it? Right? But if they can't do it, and if they're struggling, then homework helps, because then you need to, what do you call it? Actually practice, right? It's like, there's a difference between assigning homework in a math class that's super easy, and that you could, like, do even if you didn't listen to the teacher, versus a math class where, like, you understand nothing, you know? So, yeah. I just think it comes down to how do the kids actually understand the work? If they do, then why are they doing, what's the point of doing more homework?
I guess you're right. I know Travis has a lot of experience in this. I remember back in when I was in Rancho, you'd always complain about how much math homework you would have.
I still have a lot of math homework.
You still do have a lot of math homework.
Kinda.
One thing I heard people complaining about Travis is from his teacher saying he only does math in his head. He
Yeah.
tells them to show work every day in like elementary school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Who? Wait, who is this?
Travis.
Travis.
Back in elementary, we wouldn't show work. We would just do the math in our head. It was just that easy.
It's just
I
that
mean,
big
if you got it, then you got it, right? Like, why do you need to show work?
Right. Homework's kind of.
Because they're like, oh, you're
It doesn't
cheating.
matter if you're gonna learn a new lesson tomorrow. You're still gonna use like the same skill as yesterday, unless you're starting like a whole new like topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Especially for math too. Like math, you use a lot of the same stuff for quick math.
Homework, as I said, it will be reasonable. Is history homework. That's basically
Wait, why would you say that?
because the it has like more things to take in compared to like any other, and then you have to remember those things as well. That is like harder to take in unless you have like a text. it goes down in like very specific detail. That's what I'm saying.
I thought history was easy.
History. I mean, history can be easy. I think it's a matter of like if you're.
Like history is like one of the easiest compared to the others.
Hmm.
The others, you kind of have to
Motivation.
use your brain for the others. In history, you just regurgitate.
Yeah, I
You-
guess.
Yeah.
Bang bang.
That's the
Let's
exact
go,
reason why I
baby.
hate history.
You just take it in and barf it out.
I
Yeah,
think history's hilarious. People do the dumbest things.
yeah, but
They
Like,
do
no, like,
the most.
I like talking about history and how like what
Fate,
people have
fate.
done.
no.
Fate. But like I don't want to learn and memorize things about history if
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
interesting.
That's
right?
annoying.
If it's not interesting, why would
Not
you
at all.
need to learn history?
Leon was with a textbook of World War II in his head. I don't like talking literally like history.
No. History is the funniest thing. Like people do some dumb stuff, man.
Dude, World War One was just a Pokemon battle. You see how they fought?
Oh,
They shoot and then they take turns reloading.
Oh, World War II.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or not World War II. What,
That was World War One.
no, it wasn't. No, it was
Wait, what?
Revolution War. They take turn shooting, right? It was
Revolutionary War was a Pokemon battle.
yeah.
And I never understood the Revolutionary War tactics. In field battle they would stand there.
Yeah, it's like-
Man, listen, dude.
Humongous brain.
yeah, they stand in a line and then they wait for
Why?
yeah.
dude,
Stand
wait,
there.
They wait for them to group up, right? I don't.
Why?
I think it was-
Multiple were spread out like this.
Okay, good.
I
So
think
back
it
then
was
they were
in,
cavemen. They're like booga booga. We use numbers. They get scared.
They're modern cavemen.
Oh,
They're
no.
modern.
They were
Cavemen.
cavemen with guns. That's what they were.
Dumb dominance.
Wasn't it
But,
in
like-
like World War II where they used that like strategy where it's like the squares?
No. I think they started using square strategies in the Revolutionary.
No, I don't think so. I remember
Well,
it
I
was,
mean, they
it was the
No, they used
Revolutionary-
it.
No.
They used it back in medieval.
because I remember
This-
because the square strategy for guns, where I
Oh,
remember
oh.
when in Miss Dozer's class in history, we're learning about how they went up against the Zulus and they just annihilated them because they
Oh.
set up like those gun squares. And
Yeah,
they had
so
corner,
that was,
cannons in
that
the
was
corners.
because they still had single fire weapons there. So what
Yeah.
they would do is they would constantly barrage with this type of square, and the corners were weak, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So usually they would have the cannons there. Yeah, that was mostly so that they could have constant a good fire rate with their terribly bad guns,
Yeah,
and
so it was
also
like,
kill many of them at the same time.
yeah, it
Like,
was like
how
the
effective
square. It's like
the-
the
Constant
first row
hit.
fires and then like the second row reloads and the third row, then the 1st
Mhm.
row ducks and then the third row fires, something like that.
Yeah, it was like a rotation kind of. I don't think that was developed in World War II. In World War II, they started using more of the modern strategies because they
Yeah.
had a machine gun.
Yeah, they're modern gear.
Oh.
That's like,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But like they learned squad tactics, shooting and moving, blitz, all that stuff.
Moving on.
Yeah.
shooting. See
Well,
us
yeah. So one squad would shoot at something.
Yes, go. You know,
go, moving and shooting.
Oh no, it's completely different here. What I mean is like one squad shoots at an enemy and the other squad will advance, and then this will rinse and repeat over and over again until they get in front of the enemy, and then they'll bayonet charge the shit out of them.
Okay, okay, so this is completely unrelated, but did you realize that kamikaze pilots, they wore helmets?
What?
Why would kamikaze pilots wear helmets?
You got
Man, they rolled the DG, man.
What if they survive?
Oh. No, the helmet was their. That's how they communicated with the.
Oh, that could be true.
But did they have like actual
Really?
heavy-duty helmets though?
No, it's not heavy duty. It's just for communication. It's really. Could be
Oh.
really light.
The helmet might save though. You never know.
You got like
Yeah, they strap C4 to their planes. Do you think it's gonna save them?
Well,
Oh.
anything can happen in war, okay? Like maybe
And you-
he jumped out of the plane last second.
An EOD suit might protect you from a bomb. Do you think a helmet's gonna surely protect you from it?
It's the thought that counts. Like,
It's the thought that counts, yeah.
It's the thought that, you know what? Yeah, it's the thought that counts.
Cool flex.
Also, why did they start using kamikaze strategies in the first place?
Oh,
Think about it.
it was more of a last big effort.
it was the win thing. It's like, oh, it's gonna work.
But even if it was still like a last like stand kind of thing, they didn't. Wouldn't you lose more than you gain?
It was
No,
the
well, I
it
think
was the divine win story, right? That didn't.
I think it's for surprise, actually.
was it
Well, yeah.
because
Like,
oh,
they're in
the
the middle of the wall.
Japanese like
Who
code?
would expect them to just start throwing people at them rather than just?
Yeah, well,
It's lo-
but like after the first couple times.
Yeah, then you know they're coming. It's like, oh, they're probably gonna do it again.
Yeah, but I think it's just because you know that thing about how like you know Japanese people back in the day are like, oh, you know they'd rather die than be taken prisoner.
No, it's like kamikaze refers to the part when the Mongols were invading them. Like they tried to invade them twice, but every time a tsunami would come and like not tsunami, like something, a weather would change and they go take them down. So they believe the same thing would happen. So they'll just take away.
Oh, okay.
That's what kamikaze refers to.
Did you Google that?
No, I learned it like what?
Okay.
Oh,
That's
damn.
interesting. I never knew about that. That doesn't. I guess that could make sense. So
Alright.
most of the Japanese military, they were based off of belief, then, huh?
God drove them to kill them.
A question.
DWA. That was not a DWA question. We went.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah, we have one more. We have one more question. Here. Oh, I'm waiting for you guys to get more topics on board.
All right, I got one for Thomas. Thomas,
Yeah, what?
Thomas, why do you think people are attracted to 2D pixels?
Because you know, as sad as it is, they know they have no chance with 3D pixels.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's the case, man.
I mean, like,
Form of escapism.
Yes. Exactly right. Escape, you know, the purest form of escapism.
I wouldn't say purist.
Yeah, no,
But,
the rawest. There we go.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. If no one else is going to add on to that, I'm going to ask the last DWA question that I stole.
You gotta specifically state that you stole.
I took this
What
from
was they say
California
you?
View.
This isn't mine now.
They take your video.
The school district's going to shut us down. So,
It doesn't.
oh, no, I'll
Wait, did you ask the last question yet?
You're not gonna reuse the same.
Yeah, no, I doubt they're gonna reuse the DWA questions.
Unless
But honestly, like, even if they do, you only have 45 minutes to write it. How are you going to memorize somebody else's speech, or somebody else's writing, and then, like, send it, and write it within 45 minutes?
I have nothing memory.
Not only that, I don't think they copyright their writings, bro. I don't think anyone cares about the DWAs.
Isn't it?
No, but
Articles are
plagiarism.
based on- they took it from real articles, right? 'Cause
Real
they always have that. Yeah, they always have like the credit.
Alright, what's the DWA question?
Alright, number 6 has something to do with homework again. Should homework be an optional thing?
Hell yeah.
Yes. But, okay, it should be optional as long as the kid has good grades in that class. Right? If they have, like, C's or below, then probably it should not be optional. That's my opinion.
Homework is equivalent of your teacher saying like, "See me after class if you need help." Right? It should be.
Yeah. I
For your
agree.
teacher to be a pedophile?
Wait, whoa.
Alright then, chill out. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh
Well, then-
Lord, I got the A, but at what cost?
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay.
If we did like make the system like that, so let's say if you reach a certain grade, maybe like B or higher, you wouldn't have to do homework anymore. Let's say that. Wouldn't people create some type of hierarchy about that?
No. I mean, there's art, like,
clarify?
There's already like, if you want to say there's a hierarchy because of grades, then that would already exist, which it doesn't.
Oh
really,
yeah, yeah.
so.
But then, and when I mean hierarchy, I mean like in our our situation, I think a lot of students, like I know a few of them, already think that they're higher than everyone, and I think that people are, they rank other people, on some type of social ladder at school.
Yeah, but
And
I feel like that's just their own ego, trying to boost their own
oh
ego.
yeah,
The only
ego has a big play.
Yeah, the only way like a true hierarchy would happen is if there's a collective of like everybody who's in that, like, everybody with A's is now suddenly all powerful. That's when it becomes hierarchy.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's never gonna
That's the
happen.
thing, though. I think at least a few schools have that. And as you, if you were in the Mr. Dozer's history class,
All those try-hard schools, you know? Like
yeah,
those,
maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, so I feel like that only
Oh.
happen in really try-hard schools, or like schools where they're like, oh, you have to take some special test to get in or something.
or private schools didn't pay.
Do you think this would also bring some type of discrimination to the lower grade students?
No.
No,
No.
I think you get more discriminated if you're on the higher ladder.
So yeah, I mean, nah. There's like those. Okay, I mean, if you look at just our school district, there's like those people who are kind of try hard, like who want good grades but can't get them, and then there's just people who don't care, and they're not bothered at all. So
Yeah.
like.
Who that is? I wonder who that is.
So
Some
yeah.
people that just don't care, but they still get A's somehow.
And then there are those people who just don't care. And they
What do you mean?
Actually don't care.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Huh?
Studied a whole manual on airplanes.
That's not even related to school. What do you mean? It's ground school, not high school, bro.
Alright. Well,
Based off the question of saying if we should make homework optional, my question would be, do you think the school is obligated to help students who don't put in the effort?
no. I think they should only. I think they're obligated to help students who want to put in the effort.
Yeah,
Can't
so
be
like
lazy.
you weed out the weak, like that type of system.
Wait, obligated
it's
as
just-
in,
it's just like-
teacher's decision?
No,
So you know,
obligated
like-
as they have to. Like, if the student requests help, they can't refuse because they're like they should do it. But like,
I mean, like you should they feel obligated to help out students that are struggling, even though they're not trying.
Oh.
okay. I think. Well, I think there's a difference between what they feel and what they're like actually, or what they should do. Because honestly, if a kid is completely unwilling okay, like there's a difference between somebody that's struggling because of like issues versus somebody who's struggling just because they don't care, right? If somebody's struggling just because they don't care and they don't care what they want to do, sure, the teacher can try, but they can't really force that kid to do anything. Unless they can try to convince them, but there's no way they're going to, or like there's no way they would force, by doing something to them. I think that's not right. But like, but then if there's a kid who's struggling and then like they want help or they need help because they have, family issues or something like that, I feel like a teacher can't really refuse that.
Especially since actually, we're not really clear about the question. Are we talking about how the teacher feels, or what the teacher is supposed to do when they're interacting with the student that doesn't care?
Feels should they feel obligated to help out?
Oh,
If-
I don't think that they have to feel obligated,
Yeah.
but if they have to anyways.
I think it's nice, but I think it depends on the teacher and the person and the student, because like I know one of my teachers, right? She was able to get like a kid who didn't care at all into caring.
Yeah.
Which is and she felt like, oh, she wanted to help them because she knew that they could do it. But then there's those people where you're just like, well, these people, like, no matter how much that teacher might try, the kid won't budge or the kid won't do anything, then at that point, like, what can they really do? You know, like,
So
they
it's
might feel it,
okay
but
to like let them go.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, then it's just how the teacher feels, I guess, or how motivated he or she or it is to motivate their students and quote unquote do their job.
But I think a teacher's job should be to try to, you know, encourage all their kids to do well, even if you know, there's those kids that don't care.
Yeah.
Well, so
We can pretty much end it. It's like it's been 20-something minutes.
yeah, it's been 26
But
minutes.
I
so.
think the introduction and the conclusion will take up enough time.
Yeah, it'd be really embarrassing if none of this got recorded.
Oh no.
But well, we shall see.
Oh no.